jumping into a text breakdown where we're going to be going over everything that was said from the moment we matched with the girl on the dating platform, what the conversation was like, how to make it flirty, how to suggest possibly meeting up, all the way up until actually getting the number. Okay, so I'm going to show you that entire conversation so you guys could see and start to get a feel for what the conversation should be like from the moment you match up until agreeing to meet up and getting the girl's phone number. So let's dive right into it, okay? The opening message is, "You look like my future ex-wife," with a little looking away emoji, smirkish kind of emoji. And the girl comes back with a super positive response. She says, "Ha ha ha, oh cute, can't wait to get divorced." And then she has the same exact emoji. So that's obviously a good reaction when she's reciprocating, falling into the frame, going along with the joke. Definitely positives. And then at this point, he comes into the Quip mobile app and asks us for an instant response. He doesn't know where to take the conversation from here, at which point we followed up with him and told him, "We're getting a prenup and I'm keeping the dog." So again, still going along with the joke of this like kind of like role play, we're breaking up. I like this because it's still teasing the girl and it's saying like, we're gonna be winning the breakup. So she said, "No, I want the dog. Can we have shared custody of it?" And again, the girl's still continuing to go along in a positive way. So you could see the power of just having like a pretend role play ongoing joke with the girl. And you could even end up doing callback to this later on, or if you ended up having a phone call with her later on, or when you actually meet up with her out on the date, this could still be used as callback humor later, in a sense of like, okay, wait, now I'm questioning actually getting the divorce, or maybe we should hang out one more time just for like closure, right? Or just to see if the spark's still there. Right? So those are easy ways that you could like use callback humor with this kind of a joke to continue to make things flirty. He comes back and says, "No, I've seen you kick him after a tough day at work. I won't allow it," which is obviously playful and funny as. She says, "No, that was only one time. Saw you try and put him in the microwave once." The girl's obviously still going along with the joke, and this is a great way to have a completely unique text conversation that is nothing like anything she's experienced. Because if you are to understand like what a girl's perspective inside of a dating app, especially an attractive girl, her inbox looks exactly the same like 90% of the time. It's just the same common, boring, logical, generic messages that she's getting bombarded with, right? So if you could be the guy that can make things playful, a little flirty, teasing her, and it's completely different than everything else that's going on, it's a great way to stand out and have her excited and looking forward to the next messages. He comes back into the instant response feature again, and at this point we told him to say, he's a Labrador. How on earth would it have fit in the microwave? This is why it never worked between us with her name. So she said, "Ha ha 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 ha. I don't know. You're the one trying to fit him in there. Yeah, I'm glad we got divorced," saying his name. So again, the girl is still going with it. And at this point, honestly, like role playing and going along with this joke is great, but at some point you do need to get off of that idea and transition and start to have a real conversation, at least a little bit. And in this sense, you see the girl starting to kind of like suggest that. So she says, "You look cool." And then her next message is, "I enjoy your hair." Right? And then she says, "Probably doesn't make up for the fact that you boot dogs, but it's still cool," which is very positive as well, right? So now we're gonna see that the thread should be transitioning off of this role play and transitioning a little bit more into at least some get to know you while still keeping it fun and flirty. So next message is, "I'm going to read between the lines and take the compliment there. LOL. If you play your cards right, I might let you touch the hair on our date." Great technique to move the interaction forward. Whenever you guys are talking about a concept of something that the girl likes about you, or something that you own that the girl's talking about, whatever the topic is of conversation, you can talk about that thing in the context of, hey, we can do more of this, or I'll let you see this on our date. So that's a great technique to keep the interaction flirty, moving in baby steps towards hinting the idea of a date and still just keeping the interaction really positive. So girl says, "Ha ha ha, yeah, there's a compliment in there somewhere," and "Oh, how exciting. How do I play my cards right?" with a wondering face. So at this point, he comes back into the instant response feature again, and this is the message we crafted for him. "Let's start with wine, laughs, teases, neck kisses, vibing, building chemistry, and go from there." And you can see the girl's just like absolutely loving this messaging sequence. Like, these are the kind of responses you should expect to get when your text game is tight and is dialed in. She's responding super positively, going along with all of these jokes, ha 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 ha's, like bringing up the idea of date, complimenting us, is all super positive, right? So she says, "So where should we go for wine?" So we go for wine and have a laugh, tease each other, kiss each other's necks, vibe, build chemistry, and then I can touch your hair. Sounds like a good deal to me. This is like ideal responses. Then he came into instant response, and then we said, where are you based? Only if there's chemistry. I'm not that easy. Okay, so this is a great way to still bring up the idea that we're gonna do this, but you're just not so easily won over. The more you could demonstrate a little bit of selectiveness during the conversation, the more high value you come off, right? And that's also good because it gives the girl opportunity to kind of like qualify herself and jump through your hoops. So she says, I live in blank, where do you live? And yeah, oh my God, don't worry, I'll bring my test tube. One more time, going into this response, I know of a couple good wine places in town if you're down. This is a nice way to just baby step the interaction forward. It's not saying we're gonna go to this place on this day at this time. It's just saying, hey, I know of a couple good spots in town if you're down. And then if the girl agrees to that, we can move it forward one more step and we slowly dial in the closing sequence. So she says, oh, cute. Yeah, I'm always down for some wine. What's your favorite? Next message is, there's blank in NQ and blank. That's good. Talking about different places. She says, oh, cool, blank is cute. I like it in there. I've never been to the other place though. Then we said, let's do this time, and then we'll go to the other location next, which is even more powerful, I think, because not only are we agreeing to this one, we're kind of hinting at what the next date is gonna look like too. So anytime you're setting up a date, or even if you're on the date with a girl, it's a great idea to be mentioning the next time you guys are gonna meet up, okay? You don't need to be like forceful and needy and try to like lock in that next meetup. But while I'm hanging out with the girl, whether it's during the initial pickup or while we're out on the first date, or in this instance, we're just texting, talking about 2 different locations, it's a good idea that you could just start hinting at the next meetup, because that's actually even gonna help you close a lot of the time on the first date. It's showing the girl that's like, hey, I'm not just looking for like this one night thing. Even if you guys are, you don't need to like convey that so much. You can talk about the next times you guys are gonna meet up and seed those future projections to get the girl thinking about, oh, he like wants to see me again, things are going good. So it builds up a little bit more trust early on, and that's gonna help everything. 2-3 days goes by and she doesn't respond to that message. And a lot of dudes probably would have been panicking at this point. He just went in and used a line that's from the vault inside of Quip, right? And he just says, mic check 1, 2. For those of you that aren't familiar, the vault is a section inside of Quip that has a compilation of all the different openers you can use, all the different flirty lines you could use, all the different vibing and connection building lines you could use, all the different closing sequences, and then all of the different time bridges, and in this instance, all of the different messages you could use when the girl doesn't respond to your previous message. I typically recommend you wait at least like 2 to 3 days before double texting. And in this case, on the 3rd day, he double texted using a line from the vault, mic check 1, 2. So she comes back, says, oh my God, cute. Sounds like a plan, I'm in. Sorry, I'm so bad on here. Blank, 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 blank. Here's my number, okay? So that's an easy conversation just to show you guys what it looks like when you run really good text game from the moment you match with the girl, how to keep it flirty, how to inject some role play into the text conversation to get the girl engaging, making things interesting, and just separating yourself, differentiating yourself from 95% of the boring logical text conversations that are going on inside of the app. If you enjoyed this content, if you want to learn more about text game, online dating, social media mastery, check out my brand new mobile app. The link is in the description. It's called Quip. Okay, you can download that right now. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about these concepts. There's also live weekly coaching calls with me, and there's also the instant response feature. So you can upload screenshots of your text interactions, of your dating profiles. We'll analyze your screenshots and give you the exact messages that you need to send to the girl to get a perfect response, to get her out on a date, so you get more women and more dates going on in your life. All right, download that right now. The link is in the description. That's all for this video. Until next time, Coach Kyle signing out. Peace out, guys.